Hello everybody, this is Brian Bentley at CoinOpTV bringing the gameplay and commentary for Observer on the Xbox One. Aspyr and Bloober Team have brought this visual experience over from the PC to console, and I had an opportunity to get some hands-on with it. Now, in this futuristic world, you are playing as Daniel Lazarski, who is completely voiced by Rutger Hauer, which, legend. Especially in this particular genre and space. So, playing as Daniel Lazarski, you are a member of the police department. Your job is that of an observer. So observers are not exactly what one would call welcome in society at the moment. You see, many people, most, we'll say most, have put in a neural implant into their head. It's how they communicate. It's how they live, get their information, connect to the internet, those sort of things. So imagine that that was put into your skull. Now an observer has the ability to essentially jack in to your neural implant and read your thoughts. So besides the ethical implications, putting that aside, you are trying to do your job. Now, you are currently locked into this building, and the object of the game is to, well, at least at the beginning, is to find out who killed this individual who you found in your son's apartment, with, of course, the hope that that person is not your son. As you go through, you'll meet different people, either in person or through doors. And we'll go through and do in a little bit, we'll have an interview that I did with kind of an outlier in this universe. Now what you'll notice I've been doing is going around and basically investigating. If you are a big fan of the investigating detective mode in the Arkham games, like the Batman Arkham games, then I think that this is going to be right up your alley. There are two different types of, you'll notice I'm bouncing back, each of the two investigative modes have a different tinge on them, okay? So right now we're sort of in a red, they call it the bio tinge. Basically it's, things that are flesh, blood, biology pieces. And then there is a green mode, which is a technology mode. So I was just switching back and forth between, so in the technology mode, you can analyze things like, photo frames and the different devices that they have in their body, because apparently genetic changes as well as personal modifications on their bodies is a normal thing in this universe. So you'll walk around in these different rooms and you'll investigate the different, you'll open up doors and you'll, scan things and basically look around. Now, mind you, these are kind of a slummish area. So now people do still have computers. And I'm going to jump through I went through some emails and stuff. I'm going to jump through that. On each computer is a game that you can play. And I'm going to jump in there and play this right now. With Fire and Sword, Spiders. It's essentially a puzzle game that you play. And it's in this, Commodore 64 style of gameplay. Honestly, at first I was kind of like, I don't think I'm going to do this. And then I found myself at each computer, because you can only play one level at a time, that I found myself like, oh, man, I want to play this level of spiders. So it's kind of funny in that way. So I did that, and oh, did I figure this out right here, or did I screw it up? I might have screwed this up. I think I did. Yeah, I did. All right, we'll have to go back and do it over. Anyway, so you spend a lot of time in this detective mode. That is extremely problematic. So right off the bat, you know, the worlds are very dingy and it's dark and there's not a, you know, it's not well lit to start with. And of course that's to, you know, portray the ambiance. Here we are. I'm going to stop real quick to talk to you. These are a group of people who have no implants at all. Like that their religion stops them from having the implants that would make their life so much easier. But it's sort of, then you also have these sort of conversations that you can have. And essentially you're having them with people through a door, which is an interesting way to interact with someone that you know, you really can't see them except for this blurry image on a screen and how they're talking. So the game has this sort of detective mode and this talking mode, and you know, I actually like the conversational aspects of the game. I find them interesting to meet the different people inside the rooms. You can sense their desperation as they are C-class citizens in this post-apocalyptic world. Where I struggle with is in the detective modes. So, like I said, the world itself is very dingy. It's not well lit. And then you spend most of your time with a red, you know, either with a red glow on your screen or a green glow. And it's not that it's not fun. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to spend I don't want to spend, you know, 60, 70, 80% of my game in this special mode. So that's the part that I'm not loving. But I do like that there are some very freaky things that happen, and the fact that you are not well liked at all because you are considered an outcast by, you know, like in and of yourself, you are considered an outcast because you are an observer. In fact, most of the time they just refer to you as leech because you leech into people's heads. Which leads us to the third part of observer, which is jacking into people. This is some of the most, the strangest, you know, off-the-wall stuff happens in these modes. The very first person you jack into and where this video starts is at the end of that. It's bizarre. I mean, that's really the only thing. I purposely didn't video it because I feel like if you're going to try playing this, I feel like you need to experience that very first, like that first jacking in yourself. I can't explain it to you. Not a big fan of implants. But it is very freaky. Now the second one does do a little bit, you know, it makes a little more sense and has more of a narrative that you can follow. Overall, I think if you enjoy this kind of visual experience, or really enjoyed that investigative detective mode in the Batman Arkham games by Rocksteady, I think that you may enjoy this game. But I'm not going to lie, it's out there and it's weird and it's very slow paced. But if that's your cup of tea, I think you're in for a treat. Alright everyone, make sure you like the video. It's a little thumbs up under the views count number. And you know, put in the comments below if you like the video, you don't like the video, what you'd like to know. Just, I'll be reading it. So thanks everybody.